With a name like Friends, I've always been curious about whether the group are actually good friends to each other or not. And out of them all, who is the best friend and who is the worst? And I've talked to other Friends fans about this too, and though most of us agree who the best friend is, my opinion on the worst friend is often seen as controversial. So let's put the main 6 from Friends into a tier list and discuss who's the best and who is the worst friend. So Ross as a character has not aged particularly well. The show is often slated, actually, for some of its insensitive humour being homophobic or sexist or full of toxic masculinity. And Ross embodies those moments the most. Now often it's clear that these flaws that he exhibits are born out of his own insecurities, but he really does project a lot of those insecurities, and it causes him to butt heads with the other friends. Now don't get me wrong, he has his moments of being a good friend, like when he kisses Joey to help him with an audition, or when he teaches Phoebe to ride a bike, or helps Rachel get ready and sacrifices his own TV appearance. But I think those moments are hugely overshadowed by the moments when he's not great, and there are a lot of those. Like when he tells Rachel to get rid of the male nanny, when he fat-shamed his sister, or when he blamed Chandler because his parents caught him smoking weed. Ross is one of the more self-involved friends, and I think oftentimes that's where he's at his worst. So overall, we're going to be putting Ross in the C tier. Much like Ross, Rachel is self-involved. Especially in the earlier seasons, she can be completely oblivious to other people's thoughts and feelings, and she really embodies that spoilt brat persona that everybody associates her with. That said, particularly in the later seasons, I think she really grows to be quite mature and thoughtful and empathetic. She actually becomes, I think, one of the more emotionally intelligent members of the group, offering advice to Monica and Phoebe and Joey in important moments, and opening her home up to her sister. But that doesn't really overshadow her worst moments, honestly. When she reprimands Ross's insecurities in front of the whole group, when she encourages Bonnie to shave her head or encourages Ross not to sleep with Julie, when she dates Jean-Claude Van Damme right in front of Monica even though she knew she liked him, going to Ross's wedding with Emily to get Ross to call it off because she liked him, and she judges Phoebe on how she runs, she gaslights Ross about the Europe story and who made the first move. Now I'm listing them, she has quite a lot of bad moments. So overall, I think her and Ross, they're on an even keel, they're both as bad as each other. Maybe she has fewer redeeming moments than Ross does, so we're gonna give her a C2, but like a lower C than Ross. Okay, Chandler is a great friend, but he also has probably some of the worst moments in the whole series as well. Sure, he supports Joey financially and emotionally when he's trying to become an actor. He's there for Rachel during her parents' divorce. He's great with Monica both before and after they get together. And he lets Ross stay with him when Ross loses his apartment. Then you look at him in the later series when he's settled down with Monica, and actually he becomes a real voice of reason within the group, almost like a father figure. So overall, Chandler does do a lot of really kind and really selfless things, but he also does some of the worst. Not only is he sarcastic a lot and always making jokes at the expense of the people around him, but him kissing Kathy while she's still dating Joey, him fat-shaming Monica, and then later trying to run out on her on their wedding day, those are some of the worst moments of anybody in that group. Overall, I do think the good outweighs the bad. I'm torn between A and B tier, it's sort of on the cusp. I think we're going A, but only just, it could easily have been a B. Alright, Monica is basically the level-headed person in the group. She's constantly hosting them, letting them eat her food and crash in her apartment. She's often a voice of reason when people have problems, and her good moments are less significant than some of the other friends' good moments, but she doesn't really have any big bad moments either. So overall, I think Monica is just pretty consistently reliable. Nothing standout good, nothing standout bad. We're gonna give her a high B. Okay, Joey is the best friend, in my opinion, and I don't think it's even that close. He does so much for the people that he cares about. He gives up meat because Phoebe is craving it, so he's trying to balance the impact on the animals. He refuses to watch Ursula's adult movies because he thought it was Phoebe, when the rest of the friends were totally willing to. He keeps Chandler and Monica's secret when they're getting together, even when it makes him look stupid. And the way he forgives people too. He forgives Chandler for kissing his sister, for kissing his girlfriend, for insulting the bracelet that he got him as a gift. And despite the fact that Joey never actually proposed to Rachel, he still goes above and beyond to apologize to Ross for it because he sees that it's hurt Ross. Plus, when he and Rachel are getting together, and Ross is getting with Charlie, Joey's ex, Joey is the most conscious of Ross's feelings. More than anybody else in that little situation is conscious of anybody else. Joey is forgiving, he is selfless and kind, and he lives by his strong principles of friendship, and it makes him S tier. He is the best friend. And on the other side of the spectrum, we have got Phoebe, who is the worst friend. She often hides her toxic behavior behind her quirks, but it's still there. The way she plays with Ross's principles and beliefs for fun, and then she holds a grudge against Ross for something that happened in a dream, even when she couldn't remember what it was. And she ruins Joey's job with the Christmas trees because of the tree's feelings. And everyone's just like, oh, it's so quirky, she's thinking about the tree's feelings. No, this is how Joey is trying to pay his rent. The way Phoebe uses Ross to get Sting tickets. Or the episode when she plays terrible music outside of Monica's restaurant. Like, she occasionally has redeeming moments, but not many, honestly. She is the worst friend, and frankly, if she was in my group of friends, I'd phase her out. D tier friend, and even that's generous. She is rubbish.